Hey guys, what's up? Happy to be back with part 2 of my golf vlog episode at Hooper's Landing Golf Club. If you guys haven't seen part 1 yet, I'll post a link in case you guys want to check that out. And with that being said, let's get into the video. So, really good opening drive here on hole 10. Took a lot off the corner and ended up hitting it onto the green. So, we have a nice little look for eagle on the first hole of this episode. Unfortunately, I didn't hit a very good putt. Kind of pulled it a little bit, and it was a very weak effort. Never really had much of a chance. So pretty big letdown there. But I will knock this one in to still get a shot there. So 1 under to start things off. So not too bad at all. This is hole 11, 195 yards, par 3. You can see I'm choking down a little bit here. There was a lot of wind up there, and it was into me a little bit from the right, so I was really trying to mitigate that and flight the ball a little bit better. So 7,000 RPMs a spin, which for a lot of you guys is probably really high, but for me, that's actually not too bad. So I was able to knock a little bit of spin off, which helped keep the ball close to the green. It did drift a bit right, and as you can see, it did plug. So I took a drop there. I was actually pretty fortunate to find it. Took me a few minutes, but luckily I was able to find it and proceed with my round. So I had a bit of a sticky lie here, so I had to kind of hinge the wrists a bit and go in steep to make sure the ball popped out of the rough. But it did roll out pretty nicely and left myself a nice little 4-footer. Would have been nice if it rolled out a little bit more, but with these greens being air-fied, can't expect that very much. So really good stroke here. It's nice to see how much my putting stroke has improved since the beginning of this series, and I thank you guys because you guys have been a big help with helping me improve my game. I've been listening to what you guys have had to say in the comments, so I appreciate that. So here's a drivable par 4. You can see the pin out in the distance there. Started this one a little bit left, and it started working back towards the green. Went a little bit right, but it actually landed on the back edge of the green and bounced over the green, over the cart path, and into the pine straw. So you can see I got a kind of a tough little lie here. Pretty hard to see the ball there. So I kind of just had to get steep with it again like I did in the last hole, just pop it out and let it run, and hit a really good shot. 2 very good shots for me from around the green, so very good start to this episode. So I left myself about probably 5.5 feet left for birdie, and had a pretty good beat on this one, but I left it short. And I just keep doing that, and I need to improve on that. I need to stop doing that because that's giving away shots that I shouldn't be giving away. So unfortunately, I was not able to get a shot back there. Still 1 under. Hole 13, dogleg right, par 5. And I actually hit this drive a little bit right where I wanted to go, but it actually ended up just fine because the whole dogleg more than I expected. So it actually made it back into the fairway. So this was pretty much a perfect drive. Cut off a lot of that dogleg. So I was only left with about 134 yards away, which is always good when you're hitting your second shot into a par 5. So there was a lot of wind here as well, so I was just kind of making sure that I didn't do anything too crazy. Just trying to get it on the green somewhat close would be a bonus. Just make sure that I have a stress-free 2-putt at least. So I have about 40 feet left for eagle here. This was a tricky little putt because even with the greens being air-fied and sandy, this appeared downhill. So it can be a bit of a conflicting thing when the visual's telling you one thing, but what actually happens is another. And as you'll see here, I did leave it rather short. So left myself a little more work than I wanted to leave for my birdie. So I have about 8 to 10 feet still down the hill, moving a little bit right to left. And so I was just going to say, you know what, just aim just right at this hole, make a good stroke, and whatever happens, happens, and rolled it in. So that was another very good stroke for me. Very happy with how I've been playing so far. And on to hole 14, 2 under, 440-yard par 4, probably the toughest hole on the course. Very tight fairway up there. You can see the 2 tree lines, how tight they are. I pulled this one a little bit left. It wasn't a big pull, but it was enough of a pull to put me into those trees left there. In retrospect, I probably should have hit a 2-iron off of this tee, but I was feeling so good with my driver, I just kind of went with it. So a 6-iron here, just trying to scoot it up. Couldn't hit it to the green, so just wanted to get a club that would get it up out of that rough and also keep it under the tree branches and scoot up to the right side of that green. And that's exactly what I did. Left myself in a pretty good spot after where I was on my second shot. Just a really easy up and down here. Just pop it up out of the rough, pretty easy lie. and let it run out. And I was pretty happy with this shot. I left myself about 4 feet. Yeah, right around 4 feet. So you can see here, not too much left. Just trying to stay within myself, not do anything stupid here. I pulled it a bit, but got away with it because there's a bit of a shorter putt. So hole 15, 2 under still, 374 yards, par 4. Another driver hole here. Did a pretty good drive here. The wind did start pushing this left. That's why I started to watch it a little bit. But it did get around those last group of trees you see out there. So I was in great position. So left myself a little over 30 yards here. Just a nice little lob wedge. Very straightforward shot. And very easy lie too. So in full attack mode here. Hit a pretty good shot here. Flew it a little bit shorter of where I wanted to land it, but it rolled out pretty nicely. So pretty good shot from there. Have about 8 feet left for my birdie to get the 3 under on the side and 3 under for the round. So a little bit outside the right edge here is where I was aiming, and I made a really good stroke. It just stayed high, and that's just how it happens sometimes. You can't make everything. Just got to take the good with the bad, I guess. And as I'm watching this playback, it really is great to see myself play as well as I'm playing. To be fully transparent, this is probably very close to the top level of my abilities. I think anything better than this would be very hard for me to achieve at the moment. I will keep working hard on my game because it would be great to play like this more often. As I am someone who I switch between a +1 to a 1 handicap in that range, so this is about the top of what you guys can expect, but I will definitely continue to strive to shoot lower and lower scores. So a little over 100 yards here. A nice little gap wedge. Was fortunate that I didn't hit it farther and have a block out from those trees there, so I can go right at this pin. And hit it a little bit over the pin here. I thought it'd be right on top of the pin, and unfortunately it flew about 25 feet too far, so left myself that much coming back. Hit it good putt on as far as the line was concerned, but once again left myself short. So kind of missed an opportunity there, unfortunately, to get even further under par. So on to hole 17, par 5, 533 yards. I am 2 under still, and staying aggressive with the driver. Pulled this one just a little bit, but it didn't get into big trouble. I was just going to be a little bit off the fairway here, which is totally fine. I just didn't want it to get through the fairway to the point where I had a shot blocked out. So in very prime position to attack here, 185 yards away with a 9-iron. Again, you can see me choking down a bit, trying to knock the shot down, keep it from getting away from me. Unfortunately, I left it out to the right again. And this is what I've seen myself do a lot. When I get in a position to really attack the course, I've often struggled with jumping on the course's throat. A lot of the guys you see on tour, those are the guys that are able to do that, and those are the guys that are able to shoot 64s and 5s because of it. So that's the difference, I guess, right there. So I had a little bit of a flop shot left, and I thought this was going in. From my viewpoint, it looked like it was right on top of the hole. But a tap-in birdie rather, from there is definitely something I will take. So now 3 under for the side, 3 under for the total. So I'm very happy with how I'm playing at the moment. And last hole, hole 18, definitely the hardest par 3 on the course. Have a 7-iron here, just trying to once again keep the wind off the ball a little bit. Unfortunately, it got caught up in it a bit and starts sliding a little bit right of the green. I was just hoping it didn't go too far away from the hole. And luckily, the wind didn't completely take it, so I still had a very easy chip back into the green. So here's my second shot with the sand wedge. A bit of a bump and run. Landed where I wanted to. Would have liked a little more of a rollout, but not too bad, all things considered. So I'll have that left for 3 under 33, which obviously is a round I will take any day of the week. So felt pretty good over this putt. This one moved a little bit right to left, so just being aggressive with it, and left it a bit high, which sucked, but it is what it is. So I'll tap that in for a 2 under par 34. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.